Hello and welcome. My name is Abdullah Ahmad. I am a technical art director and I am a certified Revolution instructor as well. I am an authorized instructor candidate at Unreal Engine 5. So, what we are going to talk about in this lecture is creating a cinematic music video. It's called Arcane Cinematic Music Video. And in this lecture, we are going to see how to make characters and import it inside of the engine and make a cinematic shots with it. So at first, by the end of this lesson, we will be able to make a cinematic environment, import real-illusion characters or any characters we would like to make inside of any other software, whether it's Maya, whether it's Blender, whether it's from Maximo characters and with their animation and imported inside of Unreal Engine, or whether animation of the character we are going to import, create cinematic camera shots inside of Unreal Engine, render the final sequence inside of Unreal. So our production workflow through this lecture is going to be environment, character, animation, sequencer, and at the end, the render. So as we see, the environment is the most important thing that we would like to make in our shot so we could make a perfect shot for our cinematic scene. So if we come here to Unreal Engine, of course, at first we have to see the Epic Games Launcher. We have here the versions inside of Epic Games Launcher, Unreal Engine, and then here is the versions we are going to use. The project I have opened is Unreal Engine 5.6. So this is the version I'm using right now. If we would like to add Revolution characters to our project, we have to go to Fab. This is the store of Epic Games, and we would be searching for Revolution character, and this is the pipeline or the product of Revolution company that has Character Creator 5 and has this plugin that we would be importing inside of Unreal Engine to make the character move with the animations. So basically, I have exported the characters from Character Creator 5 inside a folder here in Downloads, which is the character of Echo and the character of Jinx. So it's here as an FBX file. If we get back to the Unreal Engine and we go here to content drawer, so we can add the characters inside of our engine. So if we right click here, we make a new folder called characters test and we press enter, and then we go inside of this folder and press a right click and then import the character we would want to import it to the engine. So we would not import this character from Revolution software without installing the plugins. So if you want to install a plugin inside of our engine, we would go to the library and then go down here in Fab Library, and we would see in all the plugins that we have in our library installed to engine. So if we pressed here and pressed here to slot to add plugin, we would see the versions of the plugin we would want to import to our project. So we install it and then we would see it right here in our engine, installed plugins. As we see right here, this is all of this are plugins I have installed earlier. So we would close here. This is an option, resolution characters, or even Mixamo characters. You would see it right here in their website. We could like have this 3D characters and download it, and we could put an animation inside of the character as well, and we could download the character with the animation. So this is another way. A third way to add a character inside of Unreal Engine is through pressing this button inside of Launch. We would see here options, and then we would have here MetaHuman Creator Core Data. So this is the thing we are going to check, and then we would have the MetaHumans installed in our project inside of Unreal Engine or in our version. So if we get back here, we would be using the Reallusion characters. So as we said before, we are going to get into content drawer, import the characters from here, go to downloads, to the folder we have installed the character in, for an example, echo character. So I would not be like in pressing on it right now because it would be a lot of time to install. I have installed it earlier, and this is the character, I believe. Yes, this is the character. So if we import the character, it would be right here, and we could drag it and drop it right here inside of our project. So why are we seeing this character in black and white? Because I am making the project unlit. Because if we pressed lit, we would see the characters with the colors they have right here. So as we see, I am having a lighting and the character inside of this scene. So what if we are having trouble with the lighting and we want more lighting? So we would go here to Window and then go to Environment Light Mixer. So we press on it, and then we have a lot of options here. Create skylight, create sky atmosphere, create volumetric cloud, create height fog. So this, all of this lighting is helping us with lighting our scene. So we could see the object side of the scene. So if we go to details or world setting, we we would see a lot of options right here. If it's not in your project, like right now, and we want to get it back, we could go to Window, search here, Details, and we press here. It would be open right here. You would press in Window, we go here to World Setting. If we do not see it here, we would search about it, but it's right here at the end. So we click it, it would be appear right here. So at the details of, for an example, the directional lighting, we have here the intensity, and we would make it much higher so we could see the characters much clearer as we see right now. We can reset the things we have done before like this. Okay, so this is about lighting and importing the characters. So what if we want to make a cinematic shot? We would go back here inside of the content drawer, the carnival. So the carnival is a project or an environment I have installed earlier inside of the project. So if we want, as I said before, to install any environment, there is paid environments, there is other environment in our Fab store that is free. So we can install anything or any environment that would be good for our cinematic shot, and we could bring it here inside of the engine or install it inside of the content and put the characters inside of it and make the sequencer. So we would go here to level side of the carnival and get here to showcase. We won't save these things we have done earlier, so we say don't save. We would be a little bit waiting for this to download. So now once it downloads, we would see the environment and the characters right here. So it's going to be a little bit laggy. So the thing we are going to do is to switch from lit to unlit. So it's now much, as we see, smoother. So we are going to delete this wall. Doesn't matter right now. So we have our characters inside of our scene. I have imported these characters before, and now we are going to import the animations to the characters. But how we do this? At first, we're going to have any of this folders, an empty folder like movies right here. And then we're going to right click and then we go to cinematics, level sequence, and then we could call it arcane and we press enter. So we would be clicking 2 clicks or control and save to save this process. And now we are going to see the sequencer right here at the bottom. So after we see this option and we have our character in our scene, after we dragged and dropped it, we would have add actor track. So if we click on it and here we search for the characters by their names, which is CC. So CC3 base plus CC3 base plus 0. So we add both of these characters and then the second one, CC, and we add it to the sequencer. So we could put the animations inside of them. So we go here to content browser, and then we go here to RL content, which our character are inside of it, and we would see here motion, the motion that has the animations inside of it of the character. So let's get back to the sequencer. We have both of the characters right now side of the scene. We will go to animation. We will choose the animation we would like this, from animation and then plus. And in the other character, you would choose the same thing, this one, and we would be putting them all in front of each other. Like this, we click on the character, we bring it back, and in front of the other character. So these both of these characters are going to dance in front of each other. So basically the video that we are going to make is going to be like this video right here. So we are going to recap this video a little bit. We are going to recap it right now, but in much in a much speedy way. So as we see, both of the characters are ready. they are dancing in front of each other. We have here the timeline. We could like extend the timeline like this. So the second thing is to add the camera. So we have here this option, create a new camera and set it as the current camera cut. If we click on it, we would see a camera here and here, Cine Camera Actor. So first thing, we would be seeing this camera. This is the camera cuts, and this is the camera only. So inside of the camera, we are going to take a shot right here for echo while he's dancing. And now we go to click on the camera, go to details. We can go to lit view, and then we would be seeing the color for of the scene. So we are going to head down right here and then see if we see this view, the character are like a little bit has a focal length. So we're going to change the focus settings so we can see the character more clearly. As we see, we are going to make the draw debug so we can see where is the perfect match for our scene to see the character clearly. So I'm playing with the settings right now a little bit to see where is the debug. I can see the debug right now. So we can head back to the unlit. So it's going to be a little bit smoother. Go back to the characters. If we don't see this purple debug, we could get back to other object or other option, like this is the manual, this is the disable the debug. So if we get back to lit, we would see the character more clearly right now. So what if we going to make a cinematic shot right now? So we have our lighting ready, we have our character. Now we are going to move the camera as a cinematic shot. So how we going to make it? We go here to Cine Camera Actor, we go to Transform, and then we would see in Transform a lot of options like location, rotation, and scale. So we would be closing it. We go to the first frame. If it like inside of the middle of the frames, we're going to jump to the previous key or to front. So we go to frame 0 to make the transformation we want. So let's say the camera will start from here, it's move. We're going to keyframe it, and then we go to the final frame to the end like this, and we're going to make another transformation key. So as we see, this is the scene, this is the camera. So we didn't move it, so it will be like static like this. So we would be clicking in this and delete, and then move the camera a little bit here, change its location and rotation, and then we would be clicking at this keyframe like this. So the camera moves as the character moves. So this is a perfect cinematic shot we will take for our video. So we get back to lit and see it inside of the sequencer, how it would be looking like. It's a little bit laggy because there's a lot of fog a lot of environment details. So this is the animation. We get back to the unlit view, and then how to render this video. So let's get back to the rendering phase. If you're going to make this camera scene cut, we have to make sure the this camera cuts is about the camera actor, cine camera actor. So if we right click here, it's cine camera actor, as we see right here. If we're going to use another camera, we would be choosing it from here, change camera and use another camera. So if we're going to render this scene, we are going here to render this movie. If we want to see this option, we would be going to plugins and right in the search, render, and we would see it right here, movie render queue. If it's unchecked, we would be checking it, and then we restart the Unreal Engine and it will be available inside of our sequencer. So now after we have made sure that this render queue is ready, we would be getting right here, click it, left click, and then left click right here, and choose the settings which we are comfortable with. So I'm comfortable with 1920 and 1080. It's the perfect view for me. And JPG, I don't like it that much, so I would be click on it and delete it. And inside of the settings, I would be choosing EXR or PNG. So PNG is a little bit high quality than the JPG, and EXR is much better than both of these. Uh, and that's in the render and in the composition way. So we have a lot of settings here. We could use high resolution settings and game overrides if we have a lot of things like lighting, like fog, a lot of fog, a lot of things that we would be rendering or we are going to make sure to render before the render or to warm up the engine before the render. So we would be using at this phase game overrides or high resolution. But we are not going to use these. We are going to use a simple settings to export this render. And then the output, we're going to choose a folder. Like we could make a new folder right here, call it render, and then press enter. And we could select this folder and accept. And then we would go to render local and render all this video inside of this folder. So that would be much of a time. So I have rendered before. So we would be pressing X and we will get back here to the renders I have rendered before, and that's the renders. It would be like a bunch of images that would be appearing in this way, as we see. This is the render with the camera shots. And if we close now Unreal Engine, as we see, we have finished the render and we have our renders, our images. We are now able to close Unreal Engine and we could save our process. We could use any other software like Premiere Pro or CapCut to arrange all these things together or all these pictures together to have a final video so we can use it to have the final composition. So we could make a new project, call it Arcanes, and we press enter. You would wait a little bit of a time for it to download. So until it downloads, we have discovered how to bring characters inside of Unreal Engine from Character Creator to import it to Unreal Engine 5. We saw how to import the animations and then how to animate the characters inside of the sequencer, and how we could deliver a final render and building our cinematic shots and exporting now the cinematic shot inside of our compositor like Premiere Pro. And we would now make our scene. We could go here like import the media from here, go back to project. Sorry, which project was it? We could skip this one. We get back here and then import the media from here. So we go to downloads and then we go to new folder, this scene, and then select this, and it's going to be as an image sequence. So we have from 265 to force, the force keyframe. So we're going to press open and we would have the final render right here as we see. So this is one only. I think we have to, so it's not arranged well. We could like make it as the ascending from down here and then press open. So we have the full video right here as we see, and then we could export it from right here, export, then export to the downloads, and we would be seeing our video right now rendered inside of Premiere Pro after we rendered it in Unreal Engine. So as we see, this is the final shot we have made with Unreal Engine 5 with the character and the lighting and the environment we have made. We can add the music, we can add anything we want else. We can like change the colors with Premiere Pro. So it depends on what you would like to change inside of Premiere Pro or any other software. So today we have walked through a complete cinematic production workflow using Unreal Engine 5 or any other software for the characters. We have saw the environment, we have saw the characters, we have made the animation, the sequencer, and then we have rendered the final shot of the cinematic scene we have made. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next lecture.